All right, Riovanes Castle. Here it is. We had to do things that I did not want to do. Specifically, power level. Unfortunately, we had to do a little bit of power leveling. Also have to apologize because it appears that I was capturing some audio from AGDQ in this capture as I was playing this level. I'm not sure how that happened. I'm guessing it's just my settings on OBS I overlooked. So, anyway, we are at Riovanes Castle. I had to go grind. The inside of castle was giving me a whole bunch of problems, and we'll see that one next. The inside of the castle, the battle with Velius, I just did not have the juice to get Velius down quickly enough. I didn't have the damage. I had to manipulate my speed a little bit, and I couldn't eat a hit. I couldn't eat a hit from any of those guys. I hated to power level, and I hated to equipment power level a little bit, as you'll see. My characters have Ultimus bows right here, and our levels are in the around level 40, unfortunately. I went down to Barrius Valley and found some archers that had Ultimus bows. I used the steel weapon ability that I gave myself the ability to use specifically for getting those bows. For getting those bows, I grabbed steel weapon. But you can see with Ultimus bow, this outside battle is trivial. I do have arrow guard on most of the characters, so that those archers up top are not much of an issue. But you can see there's 100, 150 damage. I've also changed my party makeup. You'll notice the ladies are gone, and you see I have Ultimus bow and bracer to give them max damage, and Rad is the lowest level at 29 because I had to level him up from a pretty low level. I had to get rid of the ladies. They just did not have enough juice to take out Velius in the damage race. They just didn't have enough, unfortunately. So I got Mustadio and I got Rad and leveled them up. Now Rad will have good compatibility to Velius, so he'll do a little bit more damage. Sergei has bad compatibility, so he gets a penalty. Chamberlain is neutral. Mustadio, I believe, is neutral as well. So those guys will just do their damage amounts. They'll just do their regular multiplier. Should be 110 as their base damage to Velius with the equipment I have set up. And I'm also kind of playing with my speed and my AT to kind of maximize what it needs to be, although we'll talk more about Velius later. This battle is pretty trivial. Arrow Guard keeps them from landing most of their hits, although they certainly try. They certainly keep trying. And Concentrate lets me just shoot these knights right in the face, right through their shield. And the Ultimus bows that I have, I'm doing 100 damage per or more. Yikes. Now, this knight, he pulls out Earth Slash on me, which is very, very curious. I love it. I love it to see that pop up. Now, that actually takes Malik out of the battle. So that, you could say he did me a favor a little bit there by taking Malik out of the battle for me. So that knight is, his turn's done. This guy is the hidden floating knight. The hidden floaty knight. Speed save, always good on those. Getting hit, and I think he's the one that I forgot to put arrow guard on. So everyone else had arrow guard, but I just mismenued getting arrow guard on him, which means he's rather vulnerable to those archers up there. They're not going to do a ton of damage, and he's way over-leveled to fight this fight at level 45. But he's at risk. He's at risk. Now, I'm moving him up there because the way I have it set up with the bracers, we don't have the extra jump, so there's only one place where we can get up on that wall, and it's right up near where he's standing. And the traffic jam that gets caused up there is rather tricky. The reason I went into this battle with bracers is because when you redo the Velius battle, you have to do your menuing every time. You can save after this fight, but before the menuing. So if you're set up for this battle, you have to change it. So I'll have to change everyone to speed save from arrow guard, and I tried to have the equipment set so that I wouldn't have to change equipment. So technically, the equipment is not optimal in this one. The equipment is not perfect for this battle, and I just did that on purpose because I was planning to be re-rolling the Y-Graph Velius battle a few times. This knight moves into place, and look what he pulls out. So knights and their secondary abilities are MVPing this fight. So there goes Chamberlain with the speed save again. So the one I forgot, Arrow Guard, he's gotten 2 speed saves, which is nice. That's good. And rather than piling on after him, these archers aren't quite smart enough to go after the one guy that they have a decent shot of hitting. They're going after Mustadio, who is stopped, so they can go after him with the stops. But they're going after these other 30% chances, trying to do some more damage, I think. But they do actually hit that one, so they pull one off. Chamberlain is a little bit screened from getting up there. Now archers get the extra jump, and then I could have another move and another jump from Germanist boots, which is what, if I was preparing just for this fight, I would put on the Germanist boots. But I want to be in position to hit somebody. I don't want to waste an action moving up there. But I also want to keep him protected. If I charge him up there too early, he could get taken out by those archers, and I don't want him crystallizing before we can get up there and do it. So I'm playing a little bit defensive to get him out of the way. I've got that knight to take out. Now that knight having a body right there is going to cause a traffic jam for me, because my characters only have 3 move, and so they're going to bunch up at this bottleneck. And then one of the tiles of that bottleneck is taken up by a floating knight corpse. So it's going to make it more difficult for me to get characters up onto that wall. Which is why I would have liked to have Chamberlain get up there early, but I don't want him to be the first one up, because I don't want the archers targeting him primarily. I want them targeting guys that have Arrow Guard. And that was just a menuing mistake on my part going into this one. Although it will make menuing easier going into the Y-Graph battle. So she is able to hit Mustadio there because he's stopped, and she gets the bonus to damage from the stop. So he's going to have to move, and I'm just going to look, where can I put him? Again, I don't want him charging up there too much, but I can get him here. And I'm looking at the line of sight. I'm going to try and attack here because I can't get to the archers up there. I do want some damage on this one. So I'm lining up my line of sight attack, and sure enough, there it is. 162. So really nice compatibility. Big hit, all with using that line of sight. So back goes these other archers. And again, targeting the guys down here with Arrow Guard. Now she's trying to get a kill shot on that guy. I can see that, but it's interesting the game isn't taking the percent to hit into account a little bit more. So there's Mustadio getting out of stop status. And here we go. Rad's moving his way up. So Rad is under level, like I said, because he started at a much lower level. But I was determined to try it at this level because I didn't want to get up too high, because I'm worried about the Fineth River battle that's going to be coming up a little bit after Riovanes Castle. And I probably could have gotten the Ultimus Bow a little earlier than this level. Enemy archers can have it after level 37. So I could have gotten my guys to about that level, or at least Ramza to about that level, and then started looking for the Ultimus Bow, but I didn't think to look for random archers until I was already into the 40s, and then I saw if you go into the Barrios Valley battle from Wargelis Trade City, you can get random archers, and then of course random archers over level 37 can and will have Ultimus Bows. So that's how we got that, and so you can see the traffic jam created. That archer could have moved into the tile with the dead knight, but he couldn't because the knight's sitting there, and he couldn't move to the tile where Ramza was, so he could only get one move in that turn. He could only move one tile. And they're going for the kill shots on Mustadio again, so I guess that was smart manipulation, although it was certainly accidental manipulation. They're not going after the one guy that they can hit, because they think that they can get a kill shot on these guys that they can't hit very easily. So, cool. So just maximizing here to end this battle as quickly as we can. Now that we're pretty well out of danger. And again, the traffic jam is keeping him from getting up there. He can only move a tile or two to get closer where he needs to be. I'd like to have him move up to where Mustadio is, but of course Mustadio is taking up that tile. And so here we go. He's got nowhere to go, no one to turn to. And this archer is about to take another plink. Okay, and she's going to Jill Game Heart, take some of our money. That's fine. Down she goes. And that is outside of Riovanes Castle. Next time, we're heading into the belly of the beast. We'll see you then.